Hey everybody, thanks for joining me today. I'm Brother Joe, and I want to take my last video, take a little bit of time to talk about my final aspect of boundaries, which I kind of introduced in the video that I just did. But the last video that I did, I mentioned social media, and I think social media is a fire set free in our society. It came in. I remember as a kid learning phone etiquette. It was a part of classes where they would teach you when the phone rang how to respectfully answer it, and how to be polite, not to carry conversation too long, because at that time people were paying for the time they were on the phone. There was these boundaries that our teachers set down and our parents reinforced that we were set, that this is the way we communicate through the telephone. Social media, cell phones hit, and then on top of cell phones, social media hit, and nobody came along and put boundaries in place for social media. And it has become so many things, most of which are unhealthy. There's a lot of research that shows that the brain is very similar response to being on social media for extended amount of times as having ingested heroin. There's things happening in your mind to your brain chemistry that you want to avoid. So I want to talk to you about some healthy boundaries with social media. First of all, you've heard me say, do it on purpose. Why are you on social media? Well, I want to stay in touch with friends. Then pick friends that you need to stay in touch with and put them in your group and be a part of that group. You don't need to stay in touch with somebody you work with. You work with them. You don't need to stay in touch with somebody that you go to school with. You see them every day. You don't need to stay in touch with somebody that lives in your house. You live in their house. If you're telling me social media's purpose is for you to stay connected with people, then you need to find people that you want. I use social media to stay in contact with pastors who I've served alongside of and that are friends of mine in Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, and now one of them's moved off to Arizona. So I can't see those people on a regular basis, and social media allows me to stay in contact with them, and that's a great benefit. But then I catch myself just scrolling and looking at whatever grabs my fancy, and the next thing I know, I'm engaged in an argument with somebody over a post that had nothing to do with my day and what's going on in my immediate world. And so what I did there was I violated my boundaries. I had a purpose for my social media. I also, as I talked about, I like to go to Marketplace. I need to go to Marketplace with a purpose. I also use social media to get some news. That's a horrible thing to say. I'm just going to tell you right now, if you're using social media as a source of news, stop. It is a horrible source of news. It is a platform that is open and clearly biased in both directions. And so you shouldn't be looking for a news source that tells you what you want to hear. You should be looking for a news source that tells you what's happening. And so you need to independently find a news source that's not connected to a major tech company that has an agenda, that's not connected to a major contributor that has an agenda. You need to find a source of information that feeds you information, not opinions. And so stop using social media as a means of news gathering, because it's it is a horribly unreliable source for news information. Well, it relaxes me. I just like to watch videos. That's fine. I enjoy a couple of good YouTube or Facebook videos or YouTube videos or TikTok videos or whatever social media platform you're viewing them in. But some of you open your phone. I've caught myself here, and you look at a video and that's funny, and the next thing you know, it's 2 hours later and you're still looking at your phone or your computer. Boundaries, friends, boundaries, time boundaries. It's okay to let your mind rest, but about 10 minutes of rest, and then you've gone from resting to digressing. You need to have your mind active and engaged, not sitting passively by. While you're awake and moving, you need your brain active and exercising. And so a break is 10 minutes, not 2 hours. A break is a couple of videos, not a couple of hours worth of videos. And so I really want to challenge you. Boundaries. Put boundaries on why you're on Facebook. Put boundaries on who you're on Facebook with. And put boundaries on how long you're on social media, Facebook, whatever your platform. Boundaries allow us to live effective, powerful lives. It allows us to focus in on the purpose of what we're doing. And what I want to challenge you to do, use social media as a platform to declare who Christ is. Use social media as a means to keep you connected with people who are in your fellowship and on the path with you. But don't let social media become a crutch that keeps you from doing what God's calling you to do. Brother Joe, and I hope I helped you out a little bit with your social media addictions. And I hope that you find a way to step away from social media long enough to come and join me this next Sunday. Hope to see you there.